Welcome to Fans Assemble, where we come together to talk about all the things we fan over, like comic books, movies, sports, or anything else that we love. We hope you enjoy the show. We're here to break down another trailer, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. We reviewed this first trailer. We're going to have the link down in the description below. Second trailer was pretty good. A little, I would say, talk about, me and my
I think
my
it gave
co-player
away.
Raymond. Okay,
Yes, I'm
calm
here.
down, Ray. We'll see. But yeah, it did give away a little bit of sort of mysteries we had going on, but
Yeah.
we'll see. This is a trailer. So
Yeah.
first,
Do you feel?
so we're gonna talk about like mainly our reaction. We're not gonna go step by step because we don't think one, it's a lot of work for our editor for this one. And also two, this is the
Yeah.
second trailer, so we didn't feel like it was so necessary. It's more like
Yeah.
ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So first thing, I'll try to go in my brain and try to go chronological order. So first thing we see is Cassie is in jail. Like she seemed to be behind bars.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Um,
Yeah.
so do you think? So my theory was, and I was talking to somebody about it. She's like kind of like her dad. Like she's not like how Ant-Man was like ha ha, but it's more like he's trying to do it for like other reasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
And
maybe like.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I think maybe she's just like maybe like trying to set up like as like she's like a not like a bad kid, but like like she's like
A
a
rebel, perhaps.
yeah like a little bit of a rebel. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe because we'll get into this like in like 40 seconds or something. But how remember like in the first two movies, because in this trailer we do see a couple of clips of the first movie at least, I believe.
Yeah.
He how he's always trying to tell his daughter like, I'm in trouble, but I'm not like there's a line between he's in trouble, but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
got to create trouble in your life, and I think maybe that maybe like kind of like his daughter a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's not too much because in the first trailer, it sounded like she created the quantum portal.
Yeah. That's what they were like kind of alluding to. I don't know. I don't know if that's
Like,
like the case.
or at least she like had something to do with the creation.
Yeah, like somehow, yeah, like she was tinkering and somehow she made a portal
That's what
that.
happened to me when I was 18. I'm just in the basement, and all of a sudden, oh crap! I open a quantum portal.
Yeah.
But and then we have Kang. We get a little bit more of the costume, which looks pretty cool. Looks comic accurate.
Oh yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, which you and I are always like, we kind of want to see a good comic book accuracy, but then we're like, we understand why some people would, sometimes it doesn't translate, but
Yeah.
luckily it did here.
Hmm.
Um, and we also see the, Michelle Pfeiffer. She has, like the first trailer, she alludes that she knows about Kang.
Yeah.
And then Kang, his big line is, I have the one thing you want, Ant-Man, and that's time.
Yeah.
So he seems like he's trying to lure Ant-Man to thinking that he could get back like the 5 years
Hmm.
that
No,
he
I was.
missed.
Now I know
Yeah,
we
go ahead.
in phase five in their phase five like discussion. I was saying like how Kang kind of like they changed his powers a little. I thought maybe to like be more about controlling the multiverse, but supposedly he controls time too. So
Yeah.
I thought
So
that
it
was
seems like, so
like
for, yeah, so people didn't know, you said maybe in the comics it's more like time,
yeah.
but in the movies you thought maybe it'd be more multiverse,
Yeah, but it seems like
but
he
it seems
controls.
now like it's everything.
Yeah, he controls both time and the multi, and somehow they're like interconnected a little. Which I mean,
Yeah. I could see like the way they explained like Infinity War. Not
yeah,
the Infinity War saga. No, Endgame with the time stuff. I could
I was
see
gonna
it.
say yeah, like when they travel back in time and stuff, it
Yeah,
kind of creates like a
because
new it creates like a new branch, right?
exactly, like Chris is like a new multiverse basically,
Mm-hmm.
or a new universe. Uh, so um, so it seems like that has been answered for us. And another thing that's been answered is it seems like he's not such a good guy
No,
because he's fighting Ant-Man. So typically you don't have.
and remember we were a little confused like what his like ultimate goal is, and I guess the trailer didn't really give away that much in terms of that. Like what exactly is he like looking for? Like what is his ultimate?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
is he talking to Ant-Man, right? Why is that?
yeah. Like we get like maybe like they get like an idea that maybe somehow it has something to do with like time. Obviously with Ant-Man, like you said, like the 5 years. So
Mhm.
we'll see
If
how that kind of plays into it. I don't know.
and for those people, such as our co-host Mike, perhaps, who are gonna be like, "Who cares? It's 5 years, guys. Like, get over it." Some people don't see their friend. It's 5 years of her childhood.
Yeah,
So the develop. Like I think it's funny, right? Sorry if I'm going off topic, but I remember because we watched the movie together, Endgame, and then we were like, "Whoa, they aged her. Like we missed out a lot."
yeah.
I think they're kind of like, they're playing into that a little bit as an audience.
Hmm.
Sorry about that if I went off topic. So they talked about that with Kang. We still don't know, like you said, what's his end goal. It seems like Ant-Man's gonna bite, right? Like he's gonna see if what Kang is saying is true, right?
Yeah, but I think the one thing I don't like, I think the first trailer kind of added like a little like air of mystery to Kang in terms of like,
Hmm.
but now we see it like we see scenes of him in Ant Man fighting, so we could tell already that something's gonna like he's gonna kind of like betray Ant Man, which I mean we kind of
We kind of
saw
knew, yeah,
coming, but at the same time, maybe remember when you were a little confused. Maybe he's not totally a bad guy. Maybe
yeah.
he's
Maybe
like
this,
a different variant or something.
yeah. We'll see. I guess it depends on the end goal, right? Like, what does he
Yeah,
want to come back to? Like, one thing I said was like, Taylor absolutely does not answer. Neither has the previous, and no one has answered it. Like, why is Kang in the quantum realm?
yeah. Like
Like,
who's he hiding from?
is he high? Exactly. Or did somebody put him
I saw
there?
an interesting. I saw an interesting theory that maybe he's hiding from one of his other variants, or he was hiding from He Who Remains. Because remember they're saying time works differently in the quantum realm. So like how He Who Remained kind of like was trying to control. I was out to like, control time to like prevent his other variants from like getting loose. Like one theory
Something
is that maybe
similar, right?
yeah maybe he's been hiding in the quantum realm because like the rules of the quantum realm don't really work according to the whole timelines of like that He
Mm-hmm.
Who Remained was controlling. So
Yeah, I think it's probably somewhere like that. Like, I don't think it's gonna be any big twists. Like I'll be kind of surprised if it's something like somebody banished him because then we're going like even deeper.
yeah, there's like some other forces at play, right?
Yeah, or maybe there is, but you never know. But
Yeah.
I will probably go by what you're saying.
But
You
obviously, we
know,
know he's been there a long time because I mean, some of the shots of his like army and stuff, like it's
yeah,
obvious, it's clear that he's been here for quite some time.
and it does. You pointed out with Wakanda Forever a little bit.
Yeah,
It's like this is one of these Marvel. It's like a sequel, right? Like Shang-Chi wasn't a sequel.
yeah,
Black Widow wasn't a sequel, but this one is. It's kind of throwing back to like the first two
yeah,
because a big storyline was Michelle Pfeiffer was trapped uh, in the quantum realm
for a long time. Yeah,
for a long time, and it seems like she knows about Kang, so that means he was there. So
yeah. So he's been there for quite. I mean, she was probably in there for like what, like 30 years or something.
yeah, it was like basically Hope's lifetime kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
it's
pretty
pretty
much.
much.
Do you think there's any big concepts that were revealed besides like the daughter, Kang?
I would say Modoc.
Oh yeah, he shows up. I forgot that he was supposed to be a
Modoc.
thing in this one.
He's a pretty big villain. So I'm
Yeah,
curious to
but
see how they're gonna.
yeah,
Is he
because
gonna be like?
already by the nature of this movie, he's already kind of different.
Yeah,
Because Modoc in the comics, and he's more like he's within our world.
yeah. Like he's like augmentedly enhanced, right?
Yeah, like he's scientist gone wrong, kind of.
Yeah. So
But in this, I don't know. Maybe he will be that in this one. But if it's
now I know
connected
that
to the
there's
quantum realm,
there's some like there's like not really a rumor. I think it's confirmed that it's gonna be the same actor who played Yellow Jacket in the first movie playing Wodoc.
you
So
mean
like
Goliath? Oh, Yellow
no
Jacket. Yeah,
Yellow
yeah, yeah.
Jacket.
Okay.
So like
Oh,
there's most people think that it's gonna be basically Yellow Jacket. He got like when you remember he like at the end he goes like really small into the quantum
He
realm.
keeps going, getting smaller. So that would be him, possibly be him.
So like yeah, like that's the theory because it's been confirmed that he's playing him. So if
Okay.
so like yeah, maybe they'll change MODOK's backstory a little to be that it's Yellow Jacket and somehow he had to survive in the quantum realm by like
And that's what he
yeah.
turned into.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah. But and once again, like you said, it goes back to the original, right? Which is nice.
Yeah. I'm curious how they're gonna also like Hope and Scott like how they're gonna like continue that plot line, right?
The romance, right? It did
Yeah.
feel like it. I don't want to say it dropped. Like the first one, of course, establishes it.
Yeah.
Second one, it kind of cools a lot because like she's pissed at Scott for
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing with Captain America.
Yeah.
And then it seems like in Endgame, like they're together again, like her and like the family, but we don't really see like romance, right?
Yeah, like we don't really see like the particulars of their relationship. More like they're partners, but we don't know like exactly like how far like
Yeah, like they're good again, but we don't know the extent.
yeah. So I think that'll be interesting to see because they show them together on like a red carpet. So I'm thinking like it'll be explored a little. I'm thinking.
Yeah, and again, like you said, it confirms that Scott is like a celebrity kind of.
Yeah, obviously like they've grown to be pretty big.
Mhm. And you think that means so? Cassie, they said the actress said that she's 18 in this, and it seemed like she wasn't 18 in Endgame. So there's
Mm-hmm.
been a couple of years probably since
Yeah, because
Endgame.
maybe yeah, I'm thinking maybe a couple of years. Yeah,
Yeah, a couple, maybe like 3, 2, something like that.
and obviously like everything in the last couple of movies is it's all about like the aftermath of the blip. So
Hmm. And maybe like you and I talked about this. Maybe the movie that transitions us from the big problem was Thanos, and then it became about the blip for a little bit, which that could be basically the whole 5 year Ant-Man wanting to
yeah.
have the 5 years back. It's still like we're
Well, I think obviously like
into here the
obviously this
outcome.
is I think obviously this is going to be setting up a lot. Like we were
Yeah.
saying in our phase 5 discussion, there's like a little like disconnect right now between everything. So I think maybe this will be kind of
The
like
slight connection, the start, right?
yeah, like this is definitely the start of something. I mean, obviously because Kang is going to be the big, and even like the tagline of the trailer is like witness the beginning of a new dynasty. So basically,
Mhm.
like they're kind of like hinting that this is going to be pretty major.
Also, King, so it does add on a little bit to our Young Avengers discussion
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the daughter, and Ray and I were discussing it. I don't want to get into too much because people will blame me that I'm talking about this over and over again. But there is a little bit of like a feeling with the trailer, like could this be the end of Scott? As just in general in the Marvel universe,
yeah,
it seems, but it does seem like the Young Avengers would be kind of like. Because also we're hearing stories about the Young Avengers coming in, so we don't know like what their place is going to be in the Marvel universe. But if it is true, you would think maybe Scott could be gone, possibly. But
be gone.
I don't want to. I don't
he's
want to
going
say
to
his demise.
he's going to perish, perhaps.
He will
I
be
don't know. Like,
destroyed by King.
I'm betting against it.
Okay. Because you get the feeling like Iron Man had a third movie, and then he stuck around for like a while.
Yeah, like I feel like that's exactly what I'm thinking. I think he's not gonna have any more movies, right? But he's still gonna be playing a big part of the
Yeah.
saga. Because one, I feel like he's gonna be the person that kind of like informs the rest of the heroes of like the threat coming.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Also, it seems kind of weird. Like this would be his first time his daughter is like suited up, and all of a sudden, like she'll be the person leading the whole Kang thing. Like,
Yeah, like I feel like you need to have that link between the Avengers and Kang, and I feel like Ant-Man obviously is going to be that.
mm,
You can't if you take that link out and have just Cassie. I just feel like you know, like the setup isn't going to be
yeah,
as
like
big.
the problem won't be as big, right?
Yeah, because Ant-Man has connections to um Sam,
Mhm.
the Black Panthers,
Also, it would suffer like the same problems like as you and I said with not problems, but like Wakanda Forever did a great job of like making sure this wasn't too much of a factor. But like Namor was beaten by like a Black Panther on her first time.
hmm
So you and I were like, it doesn't seem as like pivotal, perhaps.
hmm yeah,
Like, could you imagine if Kang was defeated by somebody who their first time was like that was their first time being a superhero?
yeah. That's another interesting thing is that like, are they gonna lose at the end? How's it gonna end?
That's what I'm thinking too. I think like they have to lose, right?
Yeah, or like we were saying, perhaps this Kang is just a variant, and then there's another Kang out there, like another. But then I almost feel like the whole wording of like the trailer, like a new dynasty, is kind of making me believe that somehow this is the Kang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to tell. Like,
But then again, Dynasty is multiple people, so you could take somebody out,
true.
and somebody keeps going, so it could be another guy, another Kang, right?
But when you look at this Kang, I mean, this is I mean,
He,
look at the suit, look at the powers, look at his,
yeah, they seem like they're putting a lot into this one.
yeah. So it's kind of hard to believe.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps maybe his goal is to release his other variants, and then those will be like the bigger villains going forward, and then
Yeah, and they
this Kang
stop him maybe or something.
yeah, like this
That
Kang
one.
will like take a back seat a little, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it'll probably be something like not that they lose, but they don't complete like 100% whatever they got to do.
Important business
All right,
call. Important business call.
all right, Raymond. I think we were just talking about like Kang and them losing and stuff like that, but we're pretty much getting towards the end of it.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, Kang. Like, I feel like there's a lot setting up, obviously, in the movie. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. But it's gonna be interesting. I feel like a lot of people are going, which this movie kind of reconfirmed to me and made me say like, well, I should be looking forward to this. I should just enjoy it. It's like you and I were like talking about how we are very, very sure a lot of people are gonna look at like, what does this mean? Does this mean this for Shang-Chi or Miss Marvel? But
yeah, I feel like this is gonna open up a lot. And I saw one. This is like out there, like this theory that the events of the movie are gonna be taking place in the Ten Rings. I don't know. I just
that'd
like
be crazy.
because like remember that there's that whole thing with the signal. I mean, we were talking about that in our Phase 5 discussion. How like
Mhm.
I feel like that was setting up something like I saw like this. It seems out there, but like when you really think about it, it could be legit. I don't know.
Could be. It could transport them, right?
Like because can you imagine like an after credit scene where like I don't know, like they get big again, and then they end up like in like Shang-Chi or like near Wong, and
Yeah,
then
San
like
Francisco or something. And they're like, what the?
and then that's how Scott kind of like warns them. I don't know, like it
Yeah,
could like it sounds kind of legit when you like actually like think about it.
because it seems like Shang-Chi will start to pick up the piece of like something's coming, right? And then
Yeah, and
Scott
because
would
like
be the next guy.
remember like there was like that round table with like Wong and Hulk
Hmm.
and Captain Marvel and stuff. So like
That would
it
be
could
Ant-Man's piece.
yeah
That'd be pretty funny. It'd be real. I mean, it's kind of
yeah
weird
like
to imagine like Scott calling somebody and being like, "Guys, we're in trouble." That would
yeah
be more dramatic. It's
like calling up Wong. And, like 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 we didn't mention this in like the Phase 5, but I feel like Wong is kind of like holding together like the new Avengers. Don't you
he is
feel
the
like
center.
he's kind
He is the Iron Man.
of
He is Nick Fury.
yeah he's almost like Nick Fury, but right like he's like I feel like he's kind of like setting up like so I feel like it's almost guaranteed that he might be in the after credit scene.
Which you and I love. You know,
Yeah.
if only Wong was in the Secret Invasion show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Who
so
knows? Maybe he will be.
maybe that would be crazy. Maybe he's in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you like you said the other day that it does seem like the platform he's on kind of does look like the Ten Rings sort of.
Yeah, right? Like when you actually like there's actually even like a few shots in this that kind of have like that look to it too.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, it could be like
Yeah.
legit.
one thing I do like, this has nothing to do about the Avengers thing, but
Yeah,
I do like it that this trailer kind of just makes us revisit like the first two movies was a lot about Scott being a father,
yeah,
and then this movie kind of revisits that again.
hmm
So it kind of continues the theme a little bit of like, oh, he's a dad and
yeah.
he's trying to like be a good example and stuff like that. So
And I think that's important because at the end of the day, it is an Ant-Man movie.
yeah, we don't want it to be like, hey, those first two, yeah, forget about them.
And I saw like one person like, oh, I saw like a couple people like, oh, hopefully there's no comedy. Hopefully it's like super serious. And I'm thinking like,
I want a
thinking
little
back,
bit at least.
yeah, like looking back at Ant-Man and the Wasp, it's like obviously there's gonna be some comedy because it's still an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, I at least want some of the they have good chemistry, that cast,
Yeah.
especially Michael Douglas with Paul Rudd.
hmm
Like that will kind of be my
Yeah, because
number one thing.
I almost have like I almost feel like there's gonna be like two parts to the movie. Because like
Hmm.
obviously they get transfers. So I feel like
Hmm.
most like the first half might be them like traveling through it, and then like eventually, because like it's like somehow like it looks like Scott and Cassie get like separated from the rest of them.
Yeah, they get like stuck, and then
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe
Scott
like
seeing himself, and
yeah. So I think maybe there's like two. Maybe they're gonna get separated somehow.
yeah, two parts of the journey, right? They try to meet.
Yeah, like so I feel like Janet, um, her mother, and what Hank. I almost said Michael Douglas.
Just keep saying Michael Douglas, Hope, Hank, Janet.
I feel like they'll be like on their own
Yeah, I
like
think they'll probably be the more serious,
yeah.
and then
Because remember
Scott
like
and Cassie will be like more like family.
I remember like the first trailer, so like those scenes with like Bill Murray and like those like weird aliens and
Yeah, we
stuff.
still don't know what that's all about.
I feel like that's gonna be one part of the movie. Like that's gonna be like there's gonna be like two sides to the movie. So that's like my theory.
Yeah, and most probably exploring the quantum realm, most likely.
Yeah. Like
All right.
I don't think the whole movie's gonna be Kang.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's also because like the movies, it seems like with Ant-Man, we continue to go deeper and deeper with the like the lore of the quantum realm, his powers, things like that.
Yeah. And like obviously there's a lot to explain in terms of like obviously like we were saying like Kang, his variants, his powers, his
Hmm.
army. So the movie has a lot to go over, right?
Yeah,
So
February 17th, Ant-Man Quantumania comes out. I think we pretty much covered everything, Ray. Right?
yeah, I mean it
So
was it was a good trailer, right? I mean I
it was a
liked
good
it.
trailer. Typically, you know how I am. I always think the first trailer is the best.
Yeah,
Um,
I like the first trailer because it doesn't
yeah.
give away a lot.
Also had the good music. I like the Elton John remix.
Yeah, I was the Elton John. I thought
Yeah,
Elton John was gonna be in this one too.
yeah. I was a little sad it wasn't there, but it was good. We got to see more about his daughter Cassie. We got to see more about Kang. So that's always great. Um, Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our podcasting platforms, Apple and Spotify. I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna have more of this stuff coming out, and thank you, and see y'all next time. Bye. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you like what you were listening to, please subscribe to Fans Assemble. And if you can, please give us a rating. Do it for the audio world. They need you.